I would like to introduce to you what unbundled services are. Many people, when they're thinking about hiring an attorney in family law, think that they have to accept whatever fee structure their attorney tells them, or the attorney they go and see in a consultation tells them. Well, most attorneys probably will say, you better sign my fee agreement and pay me according to my terms, or I'm not going to represent you. But not all attorneys are that way, and you should shop around. You should shop around not only due to price, but also competence, communication skills. Do you trust the attorney you're meeting? And even if you trust them, do you think you'll get along with them? I mean, your attorney is going to be with you through some of the most difficult moments of your life. So you need to trust that that attorney is going to treat you with respect, is going to consider your pocketbook as part of the equation, and is going to look out for your best interests, even while perhaps advocating for your child's best interests. I mean, attorneys often like to separate child support and other financial concerns from the lawyer's fees. However, obviously, the more you pay for a lawyer, the less you're going to be able to keep for yourself or for your family, for your children, for their futures. So, I am a strong believer in looking at the financials of a prospective client and coming up with a strategy that can fit within their financial ability. I'll give you an example. In litigation practice, there's many investigation tools available if a person can afford them. Private investigators, background checks, depositions, different types of discovery, going to court on discovery issues, subpoenas. All that stuff costs money. And if there's a lot of money at stake, or if the client has a lot of money, even if it's not about money, the case may be about child custody, they may be willing to employ all of those expensive devices. Or if they don't have a lot of money, they can pick and choose the discovery tools and investigative tools that they can afford and proceed on their case according to that. And a good attorney will lay out those options to their clients and let their clients decide. I view my role as an attorney as a shepherd, not as a dictator. I don't tell my clients what to do. I show them the multiple paths up the mountain, and I guide them along the paths and show potential pitfalls and give advice on what I think would be the best course, the safest course. I explain what the judge may do in their case, and I let them make the call. And oftentimes they'll say, well, I don't know what to do, counsel. In your experience, what would you do? And then I might have to say, well, personally, I would do X, Y, and Z, but maybe you're different from me and you might want to do something else. Anyway, what is unbundled services? Unbundled services means that an attorney is hired to do a very specific portion of your case. They're being hired to write a motion, and attend a hearing, hired just to attend the hearing, hired to do an evidentiary hearing or trial without a lot more. And the beauty of this fee structure is you pay a flat fee to the attorney to do that very specific scope of work, and then the lawyer withdraws easily off the case. All they have to do is file a notice of withdrawal with the court and alert everybody that they are no longer the attorney, and they can be off the case without having to file motions and embarrass their clients in their motions and say, oh, I'm not being paid and therefore I should be able to get off the case, or my client lied to me, or the communication is so broken down between me and my client I can't represent them anymore. Those are motions to withdraw, which are nasty. You don't want that on the record. So when you hire a lawyer under unbundled services, unbundled means you're not bundling all the potential services a lawyer could do for you and paying for everything. You're paying for unbundled. You're paying for portions. It's like when you're in a restaurant, you're just picking menu items. You're not buying the whole menu. Okay? So lawyers like me like unbundled too, because if we do that specific scope of work for our client, we can cleanly withdraw. We're paid up front a flat fee. We don't have to worry about getting our clients to pay us our hourly rate and chase money and any of that. And if we decide that we don't want to help this client in the future for whatever reason, maybe we're too busy, maybe we're going on vacation, maybe we just don't like the client, whatever the reason may be, we're just off the case. The client is free to represent themselves at that point or hire another lawyer. No questions asked, no hard feelings. So I like unbundled services for certain things in family court. It's not always the best approach. There are other approaches. For instance, the client can represent themselves. They don't want a lawyer. They don't want to pay a lawyer anything. They can certainly still go see a lawyer about advice, come in for a consultation while they're representing themselves to make sure their rights are protected and they're doing the right procedures and so forth. But the one type of fee structure that most family lawyers do, is also the one that's the most expensive, and that's where they get a retainer up front, $3,000, $6,000, $10,000, and then they send an invoice every month or so at $350, $400, $500 an hour, and keep that portion they earned from the retainer. That's how they pay themselves. And some of these attorneys are very good at using up the retainer quickly. I've seen invoices where attorneys have charged $3,000 to do work that I'm like, I would have done that for less than $1,000. And this attorney is charging $3,000, $4,000 because they're charging at really high rates, $400 an hour, $350 an hour. And oftentimes they're doing it for work that's actually really easy, and they burn through their client's retainer, and then come trial, the client no longer has a lawyer because they no longer have any money. And what they really need the lawyer for is trial, the later procedures in family court, not some of the easier stuff up front, like filing a complaint and summons, getting a summons issued and service of process and so on. Some of that can be done unbundled or even by yourself, and especially by yourself with some legal guidance. Imagine you only have $10,000 for the whole case, and you give your lawyer a retainer of $5,000, and inside 1 month they've already burnt through the first $5,000, and now they're asking for more. They're asking for another $5,000. How quickly do you think they're going to burn through the remaining $5,000, and do you think they're going to be able to help you at trial if trial is 6 months or 8 months away? So always consider your pocketbook in addition to whether you like the lawyer and whether a lawyer is competent, and so on. Because ultimately you work hard for your money, and you don't want to go in debt necessarily just to hire a lawyer. And you got to look out for your family. And money makes the world go round, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. Hope that was helpful. I have more information on my website about these fee structures. You can certainly call my office, schedule appointments, or listen to my podcasts on SoundCloud under the Wright Law Offices, or follow my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Like my videos if you think they've been useful. And subscribe, and encourage others to subscribe, because I want to get the message out there that justice can be bought at an affordable rate. You can get it yourself, and you can get attorneys to help you get it without going bankrupt. Not all attorneys will do that for you, but that's something that I try to do for my clients as much as I can. I'm Nevada attorney Anthony Wright. Please subscribe below and leave comments, but remember, comments are not confidential in a public forum.